internets.
Hello.
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 Hi.
Hello. Hello.
I didn't see you over there, Internet.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Welcome to the studio.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting you so soon.
Oh, do come in.
Do
Make yourself at home.
have a seat.
Sit down.
Now, guys, seriously, we got to put this on Facebook because
I'll
that's
do
a,
it.
oh my God,
That is-
JK.
that is a big goof if we don't.
Big goof.
It's a big goof.
Big goof.
Oh, you big goof.
You big goof.
You're a big goof.
You're a big silly.
I know.
Big silly goof.
Put it on Twitter.
All right.
I like Twitter.
I will retweet it.
I'm going to
on
retweet
Twitter.
it, too. People are waiting.
I got airplane mode my phone. Turn on Wi-Fi.
That is a pretty good picture of Jack K. Wait, she has an Emmy?
Yeah.
No shit.
For 227.
Yeah, I figured on that much.
I mean, it wasn't for all of her other extensive work.
She's done a lot of television. Remember, there were only like 2 motion pictures we could choose from for this.
I know.
I am stumped as to what to tweet about
But
this.
when there was only
as a
one
matter
that
of
we
fact.
picked, that's when
That's when we were carrying Jack.
we were served.
I don't know. Make it.
I'm just
227
putting, we celebrate episode 227 with Jack A.
Yes, with Jack.
In You Got Served.
Oh, that's good. Very clever.
I know.
I like it. I like it. It's
oh,
to
I
the
can't
point.
do accents for this.
What? Why not?
Cut
I
and
don't
paste
know the
from-
alt. What's the alt?
Oh, yeah.
With the
Cut and paste
accent?
Cut and paste
From,
from Google. From
Yeah,
Google
post-
search
yeah,
it.
Google,
Cut and paste that
Google
shit.
that. We need the accent. We need
Yeah.
authenticity.
Jackie just doesn't do it.
No,
I
it's
know.
not. It's Jackie with 2 E's, and that's just
Yes, that is.
is totally. Um.
It's episode 227.
It's. Dun, 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 dun. Is it on Twitter yet? I want to retweet.
Retweet ahoy!
Yay!
Ahoy.
There it is.
It is.
So, how's everybody doing, huh?
I'm all right.
What's going on, Internet?
How's your weekend?
We're all phlegmy from Sonic.
Jocularity.
And jocularity.
Germs.
That too.
Joculanus. What?
Sure.
I'm
Why are
You're,
fine.
you are enjoying Twitter too much.
Yeah, it's so good. Twitter. Okay.
Did you guys retweet it?
I did.
I did. Toads did.
I did not feel my phone buzz. It must be dying. Oh no, phone.
How's our frames? We dropping any?
Nope.
Sweet. I like the people.
Hey, Mackie retweeted it.
I did. I really did.
The chat is on fire, you guys.
Yeah!
Well, we just put it out there. I mean, we don't
I
have
know.
psychic
Chat is
listener people.
I'm getting people hyped for when they start listening. They're like,
Oh.
fuck yeah, the chat's on fire.
Yeah. The chat
That's
is
my
being
impression
served.
of our listeners.
Good job. I liked it.
Why are listeners
Fuck
12?
yeah,
They
the
probably
chat's
shouldn't be
on fire.
listening to us.
No.
No,
Get
we're
your parents'
tagged as
permission before you
explicit.
listen.
Yes. Only under hip hop supervision. So,
Uh-huh.
We got served.
Yeah, we did.
We bought a served.
Weirdo.
Yep. Nailed it.
Weirdo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the core. Sorry.
was Jack Hay in
I
the
was
core?
I was time delayed as the chat. in
Oh, the
stream
core.
because I just got around to looking
Yeah.
at the thumbnail.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Core.
Yep. I couldn't work in Olympus Has Fallen, but I worked in a lot of other movies.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Yep.
You spent an entire weekend writing that tag.
I did. Took forever.
I saw a movie this weekend.
What?
I saw one too.
Did you?
Did
Wait.
you see the same one I saw?
I don't know.
I think
think I was there. I think I drove you there.
Yeah.
and then back.
Did it involve 45 seconds of a monster showing up at the end, and everything else was TV footage of that monster?
Monster.
Actually, it might have only been like 30 seconds. That's what I'm hearing from the internet. Like Godzilla's in it
Monster.
for maybe 20 seconds, and then
There's a Godzilla movie?
they cut to credits.
Oh.
Monster.
Monster.
Mounster.
Monster.
Monster.
During the big bounce, right after Little Kim announces, spoiler alert.
Hey, quit
Please, do not spoil this
spoiling
movie
this.
yet. We have to get there first. We have to paint the picture.
In the big bounce battles, one of the dancers on.
Whoa! I just made a completely different movie. I just put "You Got Severed."
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Is that what it says on the live stream right now?
No.
No, I just accidentally Googled that.
That is
Don't.
the
You get suddenly
date
you get the
movie
Saw
parody.
series.
You Got Severed. If there had still been Nightmare on Elm Street movies, Freddy would have said that to somebody at some point.
We probably just wrote
Killing
a
him.
much better title than any of the
Date movie.
people
Yeah.
ever did.
B movie.
This is the feature film debut of Kevin Federline.
Hooray!
Good job, Kevin Federline.
Kate
Look at
Bell.
him just on the poster, like threatening to be like, "Nah,
Yep.
I hate you."
3.3.
Wait, did you say look him as menacing on the poster?
Well, just the poster, spiky hair guy is like just sort of in focus enough to go, that guy.
God, I hate that guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, son of a
guy.
bitch.
Hey, you want to do a podcast?
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's talk about
let's
that
talk
guy.
about
Yeah,
how much I
let's-
hate that guy.
I hate
All
that
right.
guy a lot.
I figured
hate
if
that
we're
guy.
going to hate on him,
Let's
as
do it on
internet,
the air.
The internet loves when people hate on things, so
Yes,
I
they
figure
do.
we should record it. And I don't know,
Unless they like those things.
put it out there.
No one likes this thing.
I don't know.
There's a dedicated fan base for you guys.
By us not liking it means that somebody loves it. That's the way this works.
All right.
Mhm.
Let's do this.
All right. Everyone, good? This is not Stomp the Yard. Come on. You got served.
Oh.
All right, someone clap.
Where's my cup?
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
Episode
2.
227?
That's
That's
it.
right.
That's the one.
227.
Yeah.
How did I forget that?
I don't know.
You didn't.
Oh,
You were pretending for comedy.
so I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
And I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of the BMFcast, sometimes we like to watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie starring Jack A.
Yes, we do.
Then we come in here and talk about it for the first half. Then good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies, they get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks! And the bad movies doesn't stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags, as in douchebags, after Twilight.
Boo.
Yes.
Boo. So, episode 227.
Jack
Means-
227.
Yes.
Finally.
Finally, it is here. With her extensive filmography to choose from, we decided to go with 2004's You Got Served, starring Jack A. Harry. But not really. Because
No.
Jack A. Harry is not in this movie very much.
Nope. But
She has a line.
and she smiles a lot at the end.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what her line is.
Something about...
You got
Something about wake your brother up and make him breakfast.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Put on a
and-
shirt.
Right. Yeah, stop wearing a flag. All right.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we are. Let's
So far ahead.
plot summary.
Dancing.
Yes. There is dancing and people being served.
Okay.
But let's read this.
All right.
In order to achieve their dream of opening a recording studio, 2 friends must first win their city's dance contest, a fierce competition that pits them against a group of tough street dancers.
What?
Wait,
What-
when did
what
they ever
recording
say
studio?
they were opening a recording studio?
I'm reading the thing off the thing
I-
on the thing. On the
Are you reading
site.
the right thing?
I disagree.
Read the right thing.
I don't
Would you
think
like me
that's
to
the
read
plot.
another thing, maybe?
I think the premise of this movie is affluent teenagers with nothing better to do enter a dance competition.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Let's see what someone else says for a thing. I'm going to pause that.
All right. Stand by, Internet.
Please wait.
All right, I like this one better. Let's go with this.
Okay.
Best friends Elgin and David head up the hottest dance crew in Los Angeles when a rich kid from Orange County challenges them to the battle. Their reputation and $5,000 is up for grabs. And there's
Much
more.
better.
There's
Yeah,
more.
that-
No, that's way better.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay. That's what happens when you have user-generated content.
I know. It's bullshit.
So, you got
Uh-huh.
served.
Serving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie.
Well, they drop you in mise en scene. Mid-dance battle.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Which was like, bam! Dance.
That's French for starting a movie mid-dance.
yes.
I knew what you meant, but I'm
Yeah.
glad you broke it down for the common folk.
Yes. Wait, who are you calling common folk?
Those of
I
us
just-
who don't get BJ. I didn't want to call him out,
yeah,
but
but
Harlow
your
pointed
fancy-
at him. So.
Fuck your fancy bullshit, Chuck and others.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they start out, man. It's dance time.
Oh, is that?
Dance.
Yep.
There's crews getting served. You don't know who you're
It
supposed
is-
to be rooting
It
for.
is a revolution.
because
Hats
there
are
is-
thrown.
Yeah, there is no dialogue. This is just... It's basically two crews in what looks like a slightly bigger boxing ring.
are they
almost.
live?
Yeah.
do,
Teams
yeah.
dance,
yeah.
Yes.
you know.
I don't think you can necessarily
looks-
interrupt them, but like you can involve them while they're standing. You take turns.
Well, it looks like you first have you each have an opening salvo.
Uh-huh.
You know, so you do your opening routine.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
You wait for an opening.
and then you go back and forth and back and forth and back and
So
forth.
these are the rules of dance engagement.
It's
is
almost
what
like
you're saying.
Yeah.
it's almost like
The Second World War.
yes, it's almost
How many simple
That's
rules
exactly
are
like
there
that.
to dance battle?
yeah.
dance better than the other team.
There are many
The other
many
crew.
rules.
Yeah, but it starts out and it's kind of like, hey, let's just let everybody show off for a while.
That's the entire movie.
Yeah, that's all
no,
it is.
well, kind
It's
of.
90 minutes of let everybody show off for a while.
Yeah.
No,
This guy
some
can spin on
basketball
his head
scenes.
for
They
90
play a
seconds.
lot of basketball.
And
They do.
But what I'm saying is like, okay, after it's not your turn, you're standing by and watching the other crew. Which, by the way, if you'll notice, there is a little bit of appreciation from the inactive crew for the active crew.
a little bit
A little
until
bit.
the dancing crew decides to get in their faces and like either flip them off or grab their crotch or
Or pull their pants down in some occasions.
yeah,
yeah.
it's whatever
Yeah.
they choose to do.
Sure, but I'm just saying, like you can involve dissing the stationary team.
Yes.
But I think it is generally frowned upon to actually interrupt the in motion team.
Correct. You have to let them
Let
dance.
them do their thing.
Yes.
It's not an actual battle. Then that's where the dance goes away, and you have
Right.
an actual rumble.
You can't run out there and like trip a guy.
Yeah.
If someone's
I was
spinning
expecting
around,
that.
you have to
I
wait
was
for them to
expecting
stop.
somebody to sweep the leg, Johnny, at some point.
No, that's
They
a
have-
that's a
there's a
karate
code.
battle.
Yeah. This is a
Different kind of
dance
battle.
battle.
Yeah.
It's different.
Or
Okay.
a capoeira battle,
Sure.
which is
Mm-hmm.
you know sort of the
kind of the mix.
That's probably
Where the two
closer.
come together.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is, yeah.
If you got served and the Karate Kid had a baby, it would be
Capoeira.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be that other
Only the strong.
other movie.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
So eventually we find out that the crew we're following, of which David and Elgin are the kind of the leaders.
Yeah, unnamed crew. Other than I guess most crews are named by the people that started it.
Yeah.
So
They're-
David
yeah,
and
it's
Elgin's
David
crew.
and Elgin's crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they win their battle
Yes, they do.
after multiple battles happen over the opening credits.
Mhm.
And Steve Harvey is Mr. Rad,
Mr.
who
Rad.
runs the underground dancing.
Dance layer.
he's more like the
Battles.
referee, if you will.
Oh no,
He's-
he
No, no,
runs it.
well,
he
No,
collects
the
runs
money.
it.
That's
Mr. Red's
He's
job.
got the money.
What I'm saying is like running it. In my mind would be he decides who is the better dancer, and it's audience driven. It's
Well, no, that's how the dance battle goes.
Right.
Sure.
On the street.
He's the ultimate judge, though. He can overrule if there's shenanigans.
Well, if there's shenanigans, but only if there's shenanigans.
Right. He lays down the law.
what about tomfoolery?
If there's
Maybe that.
tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery is not allowed to participate in dance battles anymore.
Oh, he's been banned.
He has.
You got banned.
Hijinks.
Hijinks ensue.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Mr. Rad's there. He puts a stop to it.
Oh, I see. I
no
see.
hijinks.
I see.
He runs it.
He keeps things rad.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, as
Okay.
only he can.
Sure. Right.
Yeah. But so basically, they win, and he tells them, "You guys are always the best. You're great. You're the best."
Yes. Around.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever going to
Nothing
keep
ever
you
gonna
down.
keep them down, unless they get the leg swept. But so directly from the battle, the two leaders of the crew are like, do we need to do our side job thing? And they're like, yeah, we need to do our side job thing. So they go to drug dealer.
Emerald.
Played by, do you want your cornbread from Life?
Yes.
Yep.
Who basically is doing that exact same act.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pretty much drug mules, apparently. Or they're
We
the
never know
delivery
what the
men.
merchandise is, but come
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Most likely it is drugs.
Sure. Probably.
Probably. Either way, it's shady stuff. And each time they say, this is the last time we're going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
We
well,
can't be doing this anymore. it's too
because
risky.
our heroine of the week, Jack A, is working 2 jobs because they've raised her rent, and her daughter has been accepted into Princeton, but they can't afford it.
She has to go to L.A. Community
So
College.
that's why L, or Elgin, everyone calls him L,
L.
needs to do these shady jobs
Right.
for Emerald.
Yes. 1L.
What L?
Well, and also so they have money to enter their dance battles.
Right.
Because
Right.
you gotta put up or shut up.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta have money on the line before you can compete in any of these.
Right.
And you got to look the part. So, like, when you get paid, you got to go to the mall.
Right.
Yes.
You do have to spend some money on
Yeah.
some
Do
things.
have to
Need
get new
uniforms.
jerseys
Yes. Hats.
Don't know.
track
Don't go to New
pants and-
Jersey.
no,
But it's
New
the Garden
Jerseys.
State. It's
Oh,
beautiful this time
oh.
of year.
The one guy does wear a New Jersey jersey.
Yes.
That's a new jersey that.
A New Jersey that New Jersey has
and when he
started
started
to
wearing it,
use.
it was a whole new era.
Yep.
Exactly.
Wow.
So. Yeah, Jack A says, "Hey, wait." Tells the sister, "Hey,
Yes.
help give your brother some
She
breakfast."
sets
they-
the movie
when
in
his
motion.
friend wake
Yeah.
up.
They stay out all night delivering drugs.
Yeah.
And so in comes sister. They talk with Jack A. Jack A has her 2 lines and then runs out of the movie.
Yes.
Never
Only
to be seen.
mentioned
yeah.
occasionally.
Yeah.
There's
Mom
only
said-
a there's a
how
legend
hard
of Jack.
Mama's working.
Yeah. There's a legend of Jack A for 90 minutes, and then she shows up like a unicorn on a hill.
She was Jack A. the White. And she had brought the army to save the day.
Right. That's racist.
Yeah.
No, she became a white wizard.
Yes.
serving.
That's even worse.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
Yes.
What hath I wrought?
I
I try to make one Lord of the Rings reference.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to let it stand. I will not have racism on this podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Fine. Okay. Where were we?
227.
We were talking about how white Jack Hay is.
But that was Marla Gibbs.
So yeah, she's gone, and basically from this point, Elle's sister is continually hit on.
Who's also
by
named L something. She's
Leah.
Leah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's got an L on her. It's
Yeah,
confusing.
but
'cause
she
she's
is continually
always
hit on
wearing L
by
shape.
David, who's
Right.
like, "Oh, I'll walk you to work." And
Well, he's
she's
like, I haven't seen you in
work
3
around-
years. Something's changed about you. It's like,
Yeah.
well, 'cause
Titties.
now
Yeah,
she's
you're
got
like-
titties now,
Yeah.
and they're hanging out. You can see them.
Mhm.
He's like,
Not literally.
no, but
She's
I mean,
wearing
they're
tight clothing. is what you're saying.
yeah. I mean, like she can't move.
Mhm.
She's a nurse.
Yes.
She has to go to work at Sexy Hospital.
Yeah, there's some hot nurses at that hospital.
God damn.
It's a full-time job at Sexy Hospital.
yes, it is. So yeah, they walk to
They
Sexy
walk
Hospital.
halfway to the
Right.
hospital.
Then they get
and
a
he gets
cordless phone call, so they have to stop. No more walking can be
She
done.
gets a phone call from Elle.
Right. Where you at?
Where you at? And then he needs to talk to David
Yes.
because they have to go do
Drugs.
drug things
No,
again.
they received a tape.
Oh, that's
The
right.
VHS tape
The
has
tape,
shown up.
the tape
Right.
that they could have watched any time between,
No,
night
that was
before.
an incredibly important tape.
so they had to wait
important.
until the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
It's
it was
like,
that
check out
important,
this
I'd have watched it before I went to bed. I'm sorry.
No, it got FedEx there. It
Yeah.
showed up.
No,
they
it-
were first on the delivery line
Yep.
for that VHS
but no,
tape.
Check
it
this
was
out.
handed to him after the show.
It was actually Tom Hanks showed up. that was the one package. So they actually had issued that challenge like years
Yeah.
before.
They're like, why are they dogging us?
You have 7 days to answer the challenge.
Wow, so many tape jokes.
Yep.
Yeah, so the tape is a couple white guys like, hey, we're good dancers and you should dance against us.
Oh, they are the douchiest
Oh,
white
man.
guys ever. Oh my lord! Like the one guy, he's got like the electric socket hair, where it's just like frosted tips,
Yeah.
but it's
Ugh.
all spiked out in every possible direction, and it's all like 2 inches long, and he's just, God, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
That guy's the
It
worst.
looks like a porcupine fucked Sugar Ray.
Huh.
Yep, exactly.
Like the origin of Guy Fieri.
So every morning you had to get up and deal with that hair.
Yes. Every morning there's a Harlow hanging from that joke.
For that joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and his buddy who looks like Chris Klein from the American Pie movies.
yeah.
But,
But they're just like, we're good dancers. You should dance against
Yeah,
us.
we hear you're the best.
Yeah. And they're just like, oh no, they can't.
Yeah.
How dare they? We gotta dance them.
Yeah, but they challenge him at $5,000,
Yeah.
which you gotta have $5,000 to put on the line.
Right.
Well, considering the last dance they made $600, this
Yes.
was a bit of a jump up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they're like, I've got 2,000 saved up. I've got 1,500. Shit.
Where can we get the other 1,500?
Yeah.
Let's go see Grandma.
Grandma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they go to the rest of the crew
Well,
first.
There's a bit of setup in between all
Oh,
this
that's true.
because
Oh,
you have
okay.
to.
Sure.
Yeah, because they go play basketball as
They go
they're
play
wont to do.
basketball because
Yes.
that's all they do.
They play a lot of basketball.
Yeah.
They never
They never dance.
they don't practice
They
until the
should
very
have practiced more.
Anyhow.
I think. Yeah.
yes.
And they also make sure that David only shoots once because he has just the lamest basketball shot I've seen in a while.
It's pretty bad.
So they continually have him like catch the ball and pass it to someone so that someone else can shoot it.
so.
But yeah, there's one member
aside
of the crew.
from their basketball skills,
Yeah.
um,
No, I noticed this because they play basketball a lot.
I know,
Often.
but they
Frequently.
they do.
Who was the turncoat guy? Sonny?
Sonny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sure.
So Sonny's like, well, how come you guys are always making the money? That's the start of the strife because they're like, we're gonna make $5,000. Like, well, you're gonna make $5,000. What about the rest of
We
us?
wanna
Well, they were
Yeah.
going to split it weird. They were going to take 1,500 each,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
then
the rest
divvy
of the
up the
crew
rest.
would split up.
And he
the
wanted it
remaining
split
$2,000.
evenly, though he didn't want to chip in any money
Right.
to
and,
enter it.
And so, as someone else is pointing out to him, like, well, they're the ones putting up all the money. And
Yeah, they're
all
fronting the cash.
You got to
Yeah.
do is show up and dance.
Yeah.
Yep.
So shut up.
And so he's like, man, fuck you.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
Yeah. So,
so
that,
there,
that,
then
that's
there's,
just,
I think there's more basketball for a little while.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
except like I think L was like, I gotta leave. He's gotta go see Grandma, and the rest of them
Yeah.
continue to play basketball.
We meet.
Well, no,
Walt.
no. They
No?
they don't go to see Grandma yet because
No?
there's still
Okay.
more
Yeah.
shit that has to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, is there?
Because they like play basketball 5 or 6 times, and then they do a couple
And, like-
GTA side missions for Emerald, and then they go back to playing basketball, and the douchey dudes show up
Yep.
and talk to L.
Right,
And they're
okay.
like, "Hey, what are you afraid? When do you want to do this?" And he's like, "How about like Saturday, which is the end of the week? That'll be cool." And he's like, "What? You got to practice? Are you afraid? Why don't we do it tonight?" And L's like, "Yeah, that seems like a really good idea.
Sure, we could
let's
dance,
totally
whatever."
do that right now
Uh-huh.
with no practice, even though they don't practice and all they do is play basketball."
Yes.
So he agrees because he's a fucking idiot, and then goes and talks to David and is like, "Hey, David, I'm a fucking idiot, and I agreed to it tonight. How much money do you have?"
Yeah.
And David says, "I have $1,500." And L says, "I have $2,000. This was a poor fucking choice. I'm going to go talk to my fucking grandmother."
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So he goes and sweet talks grandma into poor infirmed grandmother.
Grandma, who
She
has
has
to list her ailments.
So many
Oh, yeah.
maladies.
Is
with
she
her.
because
says-
she's also talking about how she hurt her hips because winning at bingo makes her have to do a happy dance.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she's not that bad off. She's out being active.
But she also said she feels like she's got a little bit of the gout
She's
coming
got the
on.
gout.
yeah,
She caught the
she
gout.
Caught
Caught
the
the
gout.
gout.
Yeah.
Caught the gout.
Yep.
That happens.
Yeah.
It does.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, why do you need this money? What are you having the sex? Yeah.
Which,
No.
is which I like her reply. She goes, "I diapered it. I could ask about it."
Yeah, it's like, ew,
Yeah.
Grandma, no, no.
Yeah.
But what was she thinking he was needing sex money for?
Well, no,
like
he
abortions or condoms?
was. No, the
or-
weird thing was that it was before the money came up. He was just sad looking, and she's like, "Why are you sad?
Ah,
are you
that's
having the sex?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
Grandma, what
He
was
would
sex
not
like
be
in
sad
your
about
time?"
that.
It made her sad.
Aw.
That's why there was the Great Depression.
Right. All the sex was happening in the 30s, and just
She should be happy. She made Jack A.
yes,
It's true.
Who's a
Well, we don't know
hard-working
that.
woman.
We don't know that. It could be his paternal grandmother.
No.
No. She made Jack A.
Nope.
All right.
Did you see the sass and how well they got along?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
the sass was clearly passed down
Sure.
from mother to daughter.
So yeah. So anyway, he gets the money from Grandma. They show
Grandma
up that
just
night.
gives up the money for fucking
Hell
dancing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because she reminds him of her husband.
Right.
She's like, "Oh,
That's
you've
gross.
got attitude and
Yeah.
stuff, just like your grandpa."
So, give me some sugar.
And
Here's
pride.
your $1,500.
Yeah, and meanwhile, at some
Dance your
point,
tushy off.
David has, officially become the boyfriend of Elle's sister,
Yeah.
and also Walt from Lost is like the younger brother of somebody. Well, the kind of quote unquote adopted younger
Right,
brother
right.
of one of the dudes who he wants in on the crew bad, but they're like, nah, Walt, you're too small.
You're 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be in the crew yet.
He's like, oh man,
He's like, oh shucks.
gee
But
whiz.
so they show up for the battle finally,
Mm-hmm.
and the white guys are just sneering. They're just like, yeah, you ready to lose? You're bad. We're Cobra Kai. You suck.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And so they start the battle, and the guys, they do their typical start off. But then they're like, wait a minute, you got one more guy showing up.
Yeah. We're Sonny.
And of course it's Sonny,
Mm-hmm.
who has taught this new crew all of their routines.
Yeah.
So the new crew basically steals all their moves
Well, the old
and
crew.
does them before they get to do
Yeah,
them.
but the old crew at first is like, oh, good, Sonny's here. Come over here, Sonny, and join us. And Sonny walks over to the other team, and they're like, what? What have you done, Sonny? And then, yeah, they immediately start doing their moves. And they can't do anything. They're just like, those are our moves. What do we do?
Yeah, they're just dumbfounded. Whereas they've shown already that they have like individual moves.
Yeah.
Like, a guy will go out there and do
Slide on his head for 10 feet.
yeah, do the crazy what you typically think of for a breakdancing type thing.
Yeah.
All the pop in and log in and the freezes and all that stuff.
Weird
They do
dwarf
none
on
of
golf.
they abandon all like they are so thrown off their game that they just abandon all of it and they're just like,
it's
oh,
not a
we don't.
breakdancing competition. It's a street dancing.
I understand that.
It's
Yeah,
supposed
but
to
they
be
can
all
still
about
break those
You
out.
can still dance.
those are
Do
those
your
are,
moves. Do them better than the fuckers who
No,
copied
no,
them.
no. You don't understand the rules, man.
No, I don't.
God, we have to go
They're-
back to this.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
really
you
bad. Like if somebody's done your
Yeah.
move, you can't just do that move.
You
It's-
do it
because
better.
people go, no, it's already been done.
It's similar
it's
to
already
the,
been
it's similar
served.
to the cheer routine. You can't go out and do the same routine. It's
yeah.
all about being in sync. It's not you can throw out the flourish
original.
moves. You can throw out the flourish moves and let the guys do a little breakdancing thing, and while you're doing some synchronicity behind it, but you can't do the exact same moves.
Yeah, especially when they're like that unique. You
Yeah.
just can't do that.
It just-
Obviously, you saw in the movie that you can't do that, so you can't do
I
that.
guess,
it's
but
the rules.
I just don't get it.
Yeah, but the point is they put out no effort. As soon as those guys start doing the moves, they're just like, oh well, we
they-
don't know what to do.
a couple times
We're
they start a little routine, and then the other guys are just doing the exact same thing. They're like, oh fuck, this too, mother. We don't know what to do.
Right. And in like record time,
Yeah.
Mr. Rad comes out. It's just
Yeah.
like, I guess they win all
Yeah,
this money.
because they basically just kind of give up. They
Yeah.
basically do the walk off the stage thing, which they made someone else do, I think.
They pushed another
Yeah.
team off the stage. Is what they did.
Because they didn't even have the audience vote. It was just like, you
Yeah.
win, you
Yeah.
made them leave the stage. So kind of the same thing happens. They're just like, oh,
They just gave up.
Shucks,
Yeah.
they took our moves. And
Yep.
yeah, so they hand them the money.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
they're upset. And he's like, he gives them a little kind of Mr. Rad Patton speech. He's just like,
He's like, y'all got your ass
yeah,
kicked.
let it go. The money's gone. There's nothing you can do about that. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Right.
Cliche,
blah.
cliche, cliche.
But we will note
Yeah.
the first time when they lose, spiky hair Guy Fieri guy tells them, "You suckers just got served."
Yeah.
He
you always-
does.
And then everyone does
Yay.
served, 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 and everyone's like, "Oh, son of a bitch."
Yeah.
So the crowd really turned on them.
They only like winners.
Yeah, but wouldn't the crowd know, like, hey, look, they're doing all of their moves?
Yeah, fair weather
Yeah.
fans, man.
I guess.
Whoever's dancing better first.
I guess. I don't know.
They don't care.
There's no crying in
All the
baseball.
real fans would have known.
Hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
The real 90s kids.
Yeah. Only true 2004's kids.
Oh, you mean Walt?
Yeah.
Yes.
Walt. Oh, Walt.
So yeah.
Or Lil
So
Saint, sorry.
Little Saint.
so now they've lost the money and they need to make it back. So of course they go back to Emerald and is like, "You got any more jobs for us?" Yeah.
So they get the big duffel bag.
Well,
Well,
yeah. What
sort of.
happens is the next day, he's like, "Yeah, I got it, but you need to come now and do it."
Because they were
And so-
supposed to. They were supposed to go later. They're supposed to meet
Yeah,
up
they're
at the
supposed to
normal
meet up
time.
later. And Elgin goes and gets it. Meanwhile, David is hanging out with LJ's sister again, or Elgin's sister again, and he keeps getting calls from people and keeps answering them, even though he's on a date where he's drank like 17 shakes.
They're on a long ass date.
Yeah, this is the longest date in the history of time
Yeah.
because they get there at like 2 in the afternoon and they actually show the sun set.
Yep.
he's saying she basically takes the phone away from him and shuts it off and says, "You're with me. You're talking with me," which of course coincides with the exact moment that Elgin needs to start calling, going, "Hey, you need to be here to back me up.
Right.
Bad things are going to happen if you're not here. I've got like the biggest bag of drugs you've ever seen."
Yeah. It is a full-size human duffel bag full
Yeah.
of drugs.
Let's say
And what I don't-
contraband.
Okay,
you don't
sure.
know.
Property.
It,
You know,
it
and-
could be anything.
Merchandise.
I know you don't want to drag your other friends into it, but call somebody else. He actually says he left 8 messages. It's like, you know what?
Wait, doesn't his sister have a phone too?
Yeah, but he doesn't necessarily know
He
that
doesn't
they're
want
together.
her involved.
That's right.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
he doesn't
want
know
to
together.
know.
But he knows that they've been
Sure.
hanging out.
But he's an idiot.
yeah,
I mean, you know.
this is movie logic.
So
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, he gets jumped. He gets the crap kicked out of him. And then eventually David goes, "Hey, it's dark out." "Oh, crap. I was supposed to meet up with your brother about something." Turns on the phone. Being 8 messages. And the newest one is, "Hey, he's in the hospital. Why don't you come check it out?"
He's in sexy hospital.
Yeah.
Come on down.
check this out.
So this begins the beef
Yes, the
of,
beef.
of between
Yeah.
the two best friends. Because he's like, "Hey, you weren't there." And he's like, "It's not my fault."
I was
I
with your
was-
sister.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done.
Yes.
And he's
Stay
like,
away from my
Yeah,
sister
you're like, "Oh,
and-
the sister I said to stay away from." Oh, okay. All right. So how's that not your fault again? Because you didn't show up even at the time you were supposed to later. So
I wasn't entirely clear on whether he missed the later time or not, but
Pretty sure he did.
pretty sure
Yeah.
he did because he acted like he had. Like,
he was like,
"Oh,
I
crap,
got to go. I got to meet.
I got to be there."
Yeah. You forgot to be there.
Yeah. So either way, he was not there. One dude got he's got a busted leg or something, or busted up knee,
His legs fucked up.
something that will mess up his dancing
And his basketballing.
and his basketball, which is all he apparently does all day.
Yes.
Is dancing, basketball, and drug running.
Mhm.
When
All 3 require a leg.
yeah,
Yeah, they do.
pretty much.
Running, basketball.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they're
jumping, climbing trees.
they're done, and they're all he's depressed. David is still going on with the crew. The rest of the crew's like, "Hey man, are you guys going to patch this up?" I don't know. Elgin just decides to stay home and yell at his sister when she shows up about how much he hates David and how much of a hoe she is for
Yeah.
going with him. And
Kind of hits her a little bit.
shoves.
yeah, he shoves her and eventually punches David
Yeah.
because they're out having lunch again at the diner or whatever.
They had to go back and,
Yeah.
finish their meal.
Yeah, finish their meal that was only 8 hours first time.
Their 80-course diner meal.
Yeah. We can't
he
stress
only had
enough during
10
that montage how many times they cut back to them.
He had to borrow money to take this girl out.
$10.
$10. I don't know what diner in America, even in 2004, you could get any food for $10.
It's this bizarro neighborhood that they're in where everything is perfectly hunky-dory for everybody.
I guess.
$10 will get you whatever you need at this diner. Because, I mean, like, fight breaks out in the diner, and there's, like, no authority, no one comes out from the diner like, "Hey, knock this shit off." It's just
No, Arnold
free
was
for all
busy.
diner. Arnold's. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Maybe it was like a buffet style thing. You just pay to get in the door, and that's how they could sit there for like,
maybe
And they just have a wall that they slide food through. And
Could be.
they had waitresses. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were getting
So
served.
they were getting served.
So that was the real serving that was
Yeah.
happening.
Bingo. Work them jokes, folks.
Ha-cha-cha.
All right. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a mystery to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes.
Seems like a nice place.
broken leg brother guy.
Yes.
Is an issue. Yeah, so they're mad at each other.
Right.
Then the sister's like, "I can't talk. I'm gonna go hang out with beautiful."
Ooh.
There's an extra
Beautiful with
She's-
2 L's.
She has an extra L.
Yep.
And I don't know. They have like,
Well, Emerald shows up.
yeah, that's true. Because he comes and
He's
grabs
like,
him and
"You gonna pay me my money?"
throws him in the back of the Escalade and
Right.
threatens him. Right.
It's like, normally, he's like, "When do you think you'll have my money?" And he's like, "I don't know, 6 months." He's like,
Yeah.
"I usually ask it for 24 hours."
Yeah. And he said, "But because your partner begged me,
Yeah.
I'm giving you a month."
Month, something. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
A few weeks,
A few
he
weeks.
said.
Yeah,
A
a
few
few
weeks.
weeks. All right.
He's the only drug dealer on planet Earth
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
gives you
Contraband.
few weeks.
Again, this neighborhood.
This neighborhood is so
weird.
weird.
Well, I was going to point out the other weird thing is that when the girls are hanging out and she's depressed, when the sister Elle goes over to, she makes her like
Leah.
hot chocolatey,
Yeah.
like
perfect hot
Starbucks
chocolate.
drink, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
nobody makes that at home.
Uh,
Nobody.
Apparently, Beautiful does.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a weird
I know.
everything in this movie is like has a weird Disney coating on it.
It's like this. It's the most affluent, poor neighborhood I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because everyone talks like, I got to get out. It's all like the boys in the hood. Like, we got to get out of this life, and everything sucks, and got to make that paper. But it's like, your life is fucking perfect. Your mom is working 2 jobs. You don't give a shit about that because all you're doing is playing basketball and dancing.
Mm-hmm.
and their house is pretty nice.
They have a nice
actually.
house. I mean,
Yeah.
everything
Plus
is
the
pretty
place,
good.
I mean, the place that they dance, Rad's place, is like pretty awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like a weird boxing ring.
But even their
dance
shitty
area.
like warehouse workout place
yeah.
where they eventually go to practice dancing, which takes like an hour into the movie before anyone even considers to practice.
Yep.
It's like pretty nice. I mean, it's supposed to look shitty with like pallets and stuff everywhere, but it's like the cleanest shitty
It is
place
clean.
you've
They've
ever
got
seen.
a lot of mirrors, a lot
Yeah.
of large mirrors.
Not
They're
broken.
Yep.
I mean, this is
Yeah. They've
it's
got
a
it pretty
strange universe.
Any bad neighborhood in America, if there are mirrors or glass, they're
It's
broken.
getting fucking broken
Yeah.
and
Like-
spray painted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So, yeah. So he's got this time that he has to make up the money, and that's when he finds out that MTV's holding this tryout thing.
Big
where
bounce.
You can be the big bounce in where you can be the
Wasn't that
dance
Ben Affleck
the dance
movie?
crew. What?
Wasn't that a Ben Affleck movie?
yeah, it's just bounce.
Oh, okay. So that was regular bounce. Okay,
Right.
so,
This is
sorry.
the big bounce.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But the prize is $50,000, and you get to be in a Lil' Kim video.
Yes,
Lil' Kim is
Lil'.
going to judge your dancing.
Yep.
So this is the answer to all his problems. 'Cause
Yeah.
he can pay off his drug money, pay off grandma, pay off grandma's drug money. Everything will be great.
Well, she's got the bursitis.
Yeah.
That's really her prescription money. It's
Yes,
a-
really. You call it drug money,
her
but it's
grandmother.
just your neighborhood
legal
prescription.
drug money.
bingo debts. That's why I'm wondering. That's why I don't think there's a drug thing here going on at all. I'm telling you, it's like
It's just the bingo racket.
Everything
everything.
cornbread was running a bingo.
I'm just saying, like everything in this movie is so Disney-fied. It was probably something like at worst,
Cell phones.
yeah, like clone cell phones,
Yeah.
or at the absolute worst, like untaxed cigarettes.
No stamps.
There was thousands of dollars in that racket.
Yeah.
Coors beer.
I'm just saying.
Oh man,
Jeez.
Oh no,
smuggled
no.
it east of the Mississippi.
Yeah, I was gonna say
oh my
they're,
God.
they're west of the Mississippi.
Oh, that's
it's okay.
okay.
They're in California.
That's
yeah.
right.
They would need
So like Chick-fil-A, maybe you got to get it. They don't have it in
Oh, no.
California.
Yeah.
Moving that Chick-fil-A.
They wanted Hardee's.
Yeah, they
could only get Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr. They just
Yeah.
They
not
wanted
the same.
crystals.
Yeah,
That's
they're tired of that
nobody,
White Castle shit.
nobody wants to.
No, but that's the dirty
Oh.
dirty contraband. Like
I see.
nobody would actually get you crystals
Right.
in
Okay.
California.
Emerald's all about the crystals.
Yeah.
Right.
He's getting some
Okay, this now makes
some
sense.
disgusting bastard
I'm just
some
saying,
crystals.
everything else in this is so Disney-fied. It's probably not drugs.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
We never see any drugs.
No.
one ever says the word drugs.
No.
When they were beating him up, I thought they said, "Give me those
There are
drugs."
there are only two things that happen in this movie that are completely out of place, and one of them is Elle getting beat up.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, that actually happened.
Yeah.
Like where
Suddenly violence has
This is
entered this
like-
universe.
basically they were like that one apartment building. Just don't go in there.
Yeah.
You were fine.
Yeah.
This neighborhood was great except for that one
That
building, and
building's
he went
bad.
there. But anyway, so
It actually wasn't that crappy looking a building when he was in
It
it either.
seemed all right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
things happen. But
Sure.
well, there was that weird shot
Think
of
about
like
scientist chick's apartment in I Frankenstein
Yeah,
last week.
that was the
That was
worst.
Yo,
way worse
Frankenstein.
than this place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I would
getting
expect.
beat up would have been the best thing that could happen to him going in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
But
or
there's that
there
weird
you get tetanus.
There's this weird shot of like after he gets beat up, like a shadow standing over him, which makes you think like it was set up outside of this. Like maybe that was Emerald
Yeah.
or something, but it's never explained.
No.
It never comes back around.
No big deal.
Anyway,
Either way. So yeah, there's big dance off thing. 50
coming.
grand.
Yep.
So they've formed separate crews now.
Yeah.
They're never the two shall meet.
No.
Anytime they're in each other's vicinity,
Fucking hate each other.
yeah.
I love that. Like for a while, it's basically like crippled guy getting hit or knocked down.
Yeah.
Like for a while when he's on crutches,
Yeah.
Just like someone will bump into him and he's like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
And then like the guy will like try to help him up. And he's like, "Get off me! Don't touch my sister."
Yeah.
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 That's just, I mean, that's a running thing for a while. And then he has a training montage.
Yes, he does.
That's before he starts his career. He has a training montage to rehabilitate his leg,
Right.
and then he's fine because
Yeah.
of passage of time.
Yep. He worked out.
Yep.
Now his leg's better.
So he starts his own career.
Mm-hmm. And they go to the big bounce.
Yeah, they do.
Well,
Yes, day one of the big bounce happens.
Okay.
It's kind of chaotic, right? Are we missing any other important things? I know.
No,
I know.
no, not day
There's a
one.
big. Yeah, I was gonna say there's
Yeah,
a big
okay.
thing that happens, but day
I
one.
wasn't sure when it happened.
Yeah,
Well, Walt joins the crew.
Yeah, Walt
Yeah,
does
finally
join the crew.
Yeah, Walt's like
Though we never get to
Well,
see
he joins
Walt
a
dance.
crew. He joins
the
Elgin's
new
crew?
crew. I don't know. He joins a crew. They
A
they
crew.
let him in.
because like his big brother,
Yeah.
in the sense of big brothers big sisters
Right.
type of thing, comes and says like, hey, you guys need to put this behind you and make one super crew again. That's the only way you're going to win. He's like, no, not happening.
Yeah.
So I think he takes little Saint over to the other one and
Yes.
has him join there.
Little Saint.
But yes, so day one happens and they're kind of sucking. Like the crews we're supposed to root for are not doing very well
Right.
because they're not whole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
the evil white kids are actually kind of the best dancers day one.
Yeah, they kind. I mean, they
And,
have every right to be.
to the point that like
braggadocious.
David's crew actually like two people fall
Yeah.
mid move, and
Oh, yeah.
any of the judges are like
Judges are like, oh, Jesus.
including David.
yeah,
He's the worst.
Yeah.
judgmental judge.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, they have a right. It's in their job title.
Sure. Yeah, but what really? I mean, it's not like they're appointed
Oh,
or
okay.
voted.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. MTV judges.
Yes, I mean, come on, that's no power whatsoever.
No, I guess not.
But yeah, so day one happens, and it's like, okay, I don't know,
Yeah.
that could have gone better.
So basically, they're going to be 5 teams in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, and then the big brother
yep.
guy, I don't know what to call him. He has a name. The guy,
does.
Little Saint's big brother,
Big Saint.
air quotes, Big Saint. Well, that's a good. Yeah, we'll call him Big Saint.
Big Saint.
Big Saint and the sister decide to kind of stage a intervention. Like, we got to get the two friends here together and talk to him.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know. They're like, oh, she says like, oh, he'll be out. You need to come see his grandmother or something, and
Right.
tells the other one something else. And anyway, they walk in and they're like, no,
Nah.
no,
Never.
no.
Nope. Not as long as I draw breath on planet Earth. No.
This feud remains. Hatfields, McCoys,
Right.
never again.
Yeah. At the
Right.
same time, Big Saint's like, anybody seen Little Saint?
Yeah, well, I think he gets a phone call or
Yeah.
something. And yeah, Little Saint's been shot in a drive-by and is at the hospital.
Yeah.
Which, again, is the other event in this movie that's like, what
Yeah.
fucking movie is this from?
Yeah. Some outside influence has entered
Not
our
from
movie.
Buena Vista Village where they've been living. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's weird because they all go to the hospital and, they go to the nurse and the nurse is like, you're not family.
Yeah,
Wait-
his real
wait in the
family's
lounge.
in there, which we never see again.
Yeah. And so they wait for like hours.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor comes out and they're like, doctor, please let us see him. And he's like, privacy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And so
we
they
can only talk to his family. And they're like, well, we're his family.
long ass speech like, we ain't got blood, but we're blood and all of
Blood
this and
is-
we're family and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well,
Yeah, and all of them are basically like, let Big Saint go
yeah,
back.
just let him go. We'll just wait. And he's like, all right, well, okay, here's the deal. He died like 4 hours ago.
Yeah,
I'm really sorry.
The
Sorry to
lungs
make you
are filled
wait.
up and nothing.
And
we
he
could
tells
do.
him the entire story
Yes.
of his death.
Yes.
How rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would have
He
pulled
laid
through
on
if
the
he just
table.
had support.
Yeah,
But
he laid on the table saying, "Where is my brother, Big Saint? Where is he?"
we didn't know what to tell him, and then he died.
Yeah.
And then
So-
he died lonely.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He actually died of a broken heart. It was really kind of weird.
We didn't think that was medically possible until
I mean,
none of his friends were able to be by
listen
his
to us.
side.
We're sexy hospital. We're not really very good at this
No.
medicine thing.
Have you seen our nurses? They wear strings for shirts.
Yeah. We're not complaining, but
We were a little distracted,
Yeah.
and Walt died. That's why we didn't want to tell you. We hoped you would
camera
just
went
leave.
up. We looked at the sky and said, "Whoa!"
Oh, little Sebastian's dead.
Yeah,
I mean, Little Saint.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Little
sure,
Saint.
We'll see.
whatever.
So yeah, he's
Oh,
dead.
Big Saint punches the wall and is
Yeah.
like, "Why?
Why?
God, why?" And then there's
Oh.
like this weird montagey Cool in the Gang song and stuff.
Yeah.
Something. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's like it's this weird whole thing, and then it's like
Summer Madness.
yeah, and then it's like this. Get to day 2, and it's like, oh fuck, all that happened in one day.
Yeah.
Like after you danced. Like
Yeah.
it's like this weird
Yeah.
long period of
And
time.
actually,
happens.
the next morning is when they do the whole. Guys need to reconcile.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That next morning after he's
Oh,
dead.
is it after he's
Yeah,
dead?
because they're all
Okay.
coming in like, "Hey, man, Lil Saint's dead. Yeah, feel the love. And it's everything."
Is it okay?
Yeah, that is
All
the
right.
next day.
All right, sorry.
So
But they're like,
everybody's
"Nah."
like, no.
They're like, "We're gonna go get
Straight.
shirts made."
Like immediately, like before they even leave the hospital, there's like an airbrush stand outside of the hospital,
It's not a bad idea
Wait.
actually for a hospital to do that.
just waiting
At
for people
least
to
a
die
sexy
so they can do R.I.P. Little Saint and like
want a
print
shirt
his
to remember
name,
your dead
print his
friend.
face on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Because they immediately have that paraphernalia.
Do you
Yeah.
need a vinyl decal for the back of your car?
Yes.
We got that.
They'll
Whatever
they got like
you
a
need.
vinyl cutter right there and an airbrush guy.
Hats, sweatshirts, whatever you
Embroidery
need, just
thing,
things
yeah.
you need with Lil Saint's picture on it.
But it takes you 4 goddamn weeks to get a headstone carved.
Yes.
What is the deal with that?
That's who knows.
If they airbrushed them, it would go a lot
Yeah,
quicker.
they should.
Who are these people?
Who are these people?
What's the deal
Yeah.
with airline food?
That was my Jerry Seinfeld joke. You're welcome. Moral of the story is go to the flea market for your gravestones.
Don't go to Sexy Hospital or you'll die.
That's the other.
of a broken heart.
But what a way to go!
There are a lot of morals to this story.
Yeah,
But most of them involve
Yeah.
not going to sexy
Really.
hospital for actual,
Right.
critical
No,
care.
just to hang out.
But really, was
Oh, yeah.
was this
Should
is the
work
only
at Sexy
way
Hospital.
Little Saint could actually help the crew?
because he
Yeah.
was useless otherwise.
Yeah,
I mean,
they decide
sadly.
maybe they should work together, kind of. But the rules are the crew that you had on day 1 is the crew that you have on day 2. So
Right.
basically, sorry, but you guys who fucked it up day 1, you're out. You're just gonna have to
Yeah.
sit in the crowd with your
And it's the
Walt
top 5
t-shirts.
crews.
yeah.
And so we get into a montage where they actually start to show, because the first day they do a lot of guys do one move for like 2 seconds
Yeah.
and then show the judges writing something down, you
Right.
know, and they do a lot of cutting back and forth. At least when they get to the final one, it's like, all right, let's show the majority of what they're actually doing and some choreography and stuff.
And they're in color coded tracksuits at this point.
Yeah.
So it's easy to determine which team is which team. So
Well, and Elgin's crew has actually donned. They now have the airbrush
Yes.
Little Saint
yeah.
paraphernalia, hats and whatnot.
Yeah. And also, like, this entire movie, they've been talking about this mythical dancer who, like, retired and moved off to the cabin in the woods where
Yeah.
He's
he
like Dancer
only-
Ronin.
He
Yeah,
didn't
he-
believe in the battling anymore.
he just only dances for nature and
For only dances for Ric Flair.
right, and just will not be a part of this. And then all of a sudden
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey guys, I'm here," and they're like, "Hey,
Yeah, for Little Saint.
No,
this guy's here."
No, he
Yeah.
doesn't. He doesn't show up until
Yeah.
the end.
he doesn't show up until the very end. Because
Oh.
what happens is they do their dance off. You know, everyone does their routines.
Right.
and-
Oh, and Lil Kim gets introduced. Like she's
Yeah.
actually there for day 2, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, Lil Kim!" Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie's here now for day 2.
Yes.
Yes,
in the
Jack
crowd.
is
Jack
in the
Hayes.
audience.
And Grandma.
So they do a lot of cuts to her and Grandma clapping and
Yep.
cheering. But yeah, so the teams do their montage dance off, and of course it gets whittled down to, oh god, we have a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Douche Canoe crew and then Elgin's crew, El's
Right.
crew.
And in the midst of this, Steve Harvey has told the sister that Emerald, you don't need to worry about Emerald,
Right.
because I got connections. Emerald's going to prison for a while or something to that effect, and
Yeah.
you don't need to worry about that anymore.
Took care of it.
Yeah, it's taken care of.
That nonsensical violent plot line has been taken care of immediately.
Yeah, off screen.
Well,
Yes.
because he had a cop friend,
Mr. Chuck.
Mr. Chuck the cop friend,
Yes.
Yes.
who took care of it.
Yes, he did.
Which
Yeah,
is like
and that's all you need to know. In Disney-fied universe, that's
Yeah.
what it takes to
Well,
get rid of
nobody
a
ever
drug
dies on
kingpin.
Disney property, so
Yes.
they
Yeah.
just hauled him off. This
that's why
Yeah.
that's why Lil Saint had to die off screen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But Mr. Rad knows everything.
yeah. So
Magically.
like the MC gets the results and he's like, "No, you can't do this." And Mr. Rad immediately is like, "What's going on? What do you mean? Let me go see the results." And then walks over to Lil Kim and he's like, "Lil Miss Kim, listen. No. You cannot do this. This will not happen. All these guys have worked too hard. You can't let this end in a tie. That is not fair. The only thing that's fair is to eliminate all the rules entirely."
He says
So
the
what
only
you're
thing
saying is Little Miss Kim be wrong?
Fuck it, I quit. God.
That was all right.
Yeah. What?
No, I like it. It was good.
It was a random Spin Doctors reference.
I know. I appreciate it. Yeah,
But
it's pretty good.
he doesn't necessarily say no rules. He says you got to let him do it like they do on the streets.
On the
Which
streets.
a real
Lil' Kim's
dance
face
battle.
lightens up at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
I
like,
guess.
And,
I mean, 'cause,
she's the one that decides, fuck it, no rules.
Yeah.
Like, it's all, you can bring anybody
She's like,
in.
ooh, the streets.
Yeah,
okay.
she's called Michael
That's all she-
Jackson. She hears
Jackson.
streets, and she's
Yeah.
like, yes.
Yes.
She wants it dirty, nasty,
Yes.
street.
No rules.
Yes.
You guys shank each other. I don't care.
No touching of the hair or face.
Right?
Other than that, there are no rules.
Don't kiss me.
So
Yeah. And it's just like, so we can have anybody on our crew? And they're like, yep.
Yep.
And immediately, just dudes just start
Immediately.
filing
Yeah.
in out of
Well,
nowhere.
from the bad guy side, dudes show up.
Yeah.
And,
but the
All
Zen,
the
like,
rings.
Zen
Yeah,
Master
no rules.
guy, Zen
Yeah.
Master guy shows up.
It's like,
And they're like, "Oh my
"Hey!"
God, Zen Master guy!"
I'm not here for the money.
Yeah.
I'm dancing for little Saint.
Yeah,
yeah.
All right. Yeah.
And the Eagles cry.
and he almost doesn't let David join.
Well,
him.
David comes up and he's like, yo, I'm dancing for Little Saint. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to dance this whether you want me to or not. And he's like, all right. That's cool.
Hug it out.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, Disney-fied universe. Just
Yeah.
It all doesn't matter. And Big Saint dances too, and everybody dances.
Yeah. And
Rico.
so, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
basically Thunderdome
Rico?
rules at
Is
this
that Big
point.
Saint?
So.
We finally
Yeah,
Rico is
I
his
think
name?
it's Rico.
Okay. Now he has a name.
Sure, Rico.
His name
Sure.
is Robert Paulson.
Rico. Youngblood.
Rico Paulson.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Pretty sure it's Rico.
so they dance it off,
Uh-huh.
and they
They dance the hell off of it.
yeah.
Well,
there
and they,
is-
this is like they show the whole damn routine. Like
Yeah.
they're
There's like 5 minutes of
Yep.
dancing.
Yeah. Even felt like more than that. Like, it just kept going and escalating, and it was just like, okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Can it get better than this?
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yes, it does.
Because there's
So-
some pretty damn good dancing.
there
Yeah,
is.
there is. And then one thing happens that
Yeah, it is the best dance thing.
if you watch nothing else in your life for the rest of your life.
I would say there's two things. There's a lesser one, and then there's the oh my god one. Because the douche canoe crew does a move that I'm still not sure what it was, but like the one guy seems to defy gravity.
Oh,
Yeah.
he does a little like a David Blaine levitation sort of
I'm
thing.
saying
Yeah.
it's
But
kind of cool.
what
and everyone's
actually is
like,
happening
what the fuck?
is there's
guy
the
behind
one
him.
guy and there's the douche guy behind him lifting him up.
Yeah, I know,
So
but it looks pretty cool.
it looked awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
And even the judges are like, what the fuck? And then they're like, oh, we're going to do magic and shit now.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
yeah, little saints decide.
No rules, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little saints fucking go Neo on them.
Yep.
Because
And-
the entire crew.
Stops time.
Well, there's a break dancer that's doing breakdancey things in front.
Yes.
And then he slows down.
Yeah. And
And
he's doing
all
the full on, like,
yeah,
you know,
he's doing
yeah,
like
legs
a
up
He's
in
doing
air.
the handstand,
yeah.
leg flip thing.
yeah. There's
I forget what you call it, but yeah.
But he just
Yeah.
enters into slow
flares.
motion.
Like he's doing like flares.
yeah. And then,
And then
everyone behind
Everyone
him.
behind him just
Yeah, and some are actually doing the bullet time.
Yeah.
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 And as I was watching it, I was like, they're doing okay. Well, they're just doing slow mo because they're doing really cool moves. And I'm like, what? No, because everybody in the background that's not dancing, like the audience is still moving the same rate. I'm like, holy shit. It's full of, they're all doing slow motion. It's amazing.
It was pretty awesome.
The way
And-
it keeps building is pretty great.
And then
And
for
it-
some reason, they dance for like another minute after that. It's like, no.
No, that
No, that
yeah.
was
done.
that
Yeah.
was
Father.
fucking
Stop
served
time.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, and then.
And then eventually,
Yeah, it's an audience judge, and of course, everyone's like, Little Saints, woo!
Yep.
well, Wade's crew practically walks off before it's
Kinda,
over
yeah.
because they just the
They're just
slow
like,
motion
"Ah."
thing just destroyed them.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't.
Shit. That was really good. They're still pissed. They're like, ah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because in the end, they give the big check, and Lil Kim's on like their side, and like, you're going to be in my video.
Yeah.
And they're like, not fair, audience. We clearly won. The audience is wrong. And they're like, yeah, well, today you got served. And then the entire
Today, you
audience.
suckers got
Yeah, you
served.
suckers got served.
Sir,
And then,
sir, 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 sir.
Yeah.
Freeze
and then
frame on
freeze
giant
frame.
check.
Yep. Freeze frame on giant check. Indeed.
The end.
Yep.
And so tonight, the BMFcast got served.
we did.
We did indeed.
Yeah. So no rec center saved.
Nope.
No.
It's just in memory of
Just line their
Little
pockets.
Saint.
Yep.
Yeah.
No rec center save. One little saint lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well,
And
small
some
price to
contraband
pay.
of some sort
It was kind of tiny.
was taken away.
And we got a contraband dealer off of the streets.
Yes, we did.
So
Yes.
everybody wins, except for Little Saint. And
Yeah,
his
Little
parents.
Saint.
Because they made a comment that like, "Hey man, you gone over to see Little Saint's parents?" No, man, they are messed up.
Yeah, you think?
Like, yeah, well,
It was 12 hours ago.
yeah.
Why don't you just bring him some airbrush merchandise? Make him feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Bring him a Tweety bird with R.I.P. on his forehead.
It was 2004, wasn't it?
Yeah. What are you kidding? Like Tweety bird is always strong in the airbrush game. Like
Yeah.
Tweety bird and all the Looney Tunes
Yeah.
of that
That's
of
true.
that manner, always popular with the airbrush set.
Totally.
Space Jam.
Have you? Yeah.
It all comes back to space.
Have you
does.
have you been to a flea market lately?
No.
Next time, go to
No,
a
I
flea
have
market
not.
and
No.
just go by the airbrush booth. That's all you have to do. Is
All right.
walk
Which
in and
one?
see the well, the closest one.
Oh, okay. Wherever you park.
So-
One that's
Right.
outdoors.
No, I meant
No,
which
not-
airbrush
which
booth.
airbrush booth? Yeah,
Does not matter.
it's
Does
just the
not matter.
closest one to your car.
It's like
So-
airbrush booth, rip off purses, airbrush booth, pets that you shouldn't buy.
So just the one that at the end of your parking spaces.
Right.
So that one, the one that's before you go into the flea
All right.
The
market.
most well ventilated one.
You'll smell it.
Like there's a bet you shouldn't buy.
Well,
You shouldn't buy them. It's a bad idea.
there's like sad turtles. And,
I'm just trying to imagine what's wrong with them.
Listen, man. Flea market pets
No, no.
are not an impulse purchase.
No.
I'm
no.
just saying, is there something? Like, is it a dog with something wrong with it, or do they have like wild
yes.
baboons?
Likely these animals are feral.
no, yes, it's a dog with an ailment that you should not buy.
Right.
It is also a turtle that's probably dead already.
Yes.
Um,
With fur strapped
no,
to it.
that's
And
what
they're
I'm saying.
selling it as a dog.
That's what I was trying to understand. Is it animals
a
with
rare
maladies,
turtle, you know.
or are they rare?
both.
Rare animals you
It's-
probably should
it's like
know.
a smuggled bird. It's a tarantula that somebody caught in their backyard.
It's a sick turtle with a wig on to look like a dog.
Sure. Okay. All right.
So
It's
it's the worst of both
it's
worlds.
a poisonous
Okay.
snake.
As long as we cleared that up.
It's actually an airbrush skunk.
With R.I.P. Little Saint.
R.I.P. Little Saint.
Those guys are in cahoots.
God
Don't
damn it.
trust them.
Mi amor, Little Saint. And take you away to the castle.
So anyway,
And then a booth of cell phone cases for no phones that are currently made.
Sure.
with Tweety Bird on the back.
Yes, and Taz.
And produce that may kill you.
So that's been flea market talk.
All right.
It's the funniest segment we've done in years.
So, you got served.
Yep.
That's it in a nutshell. I guess we have to rate it.
Yeah, we should probably
Yeah.
rate it.
I'm going 2 jocks.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. The characters are utterly generic and everything is utterly predictable, but there's some really good dancing. And thankfully, they don't do what they do in the opening scenes, which is a lot of times someone will start doing something awesome, and then somebody's head will move into the frame and block your view of them. Like it feels like they shot this like they almost weren't supposed to be shooting it, and guys kept getting in the way, so they were just cutting around it.
That's because they were entering you into an underground
I know.
world that you weren't.
I know.
They also did something in the opening that thankfully they didn't overuse, but they brought it back at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the
Stomp when they
the
hit.
stomp, and then the camera shakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
They didn't
used
use
it
that
sparingly.
They did not use that enough.
no.
That should have been like
Maybe once or twice more.
during the final scene
Yes.
for the Little Saints.
Yes.
Yeah. But either way, like the end scenes are there's some damn good dancing. There's a little too much basketball and other stuff in the beginning. That's why it doesn't get rated higher.
Yeah.
And I barely remember the characters' names.
Well, 2 L's.
Saint.
They all started with L.
backwards, Yeah.
Yeah.
Or ended with L.
L and David at the dentist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean it's still it's fun. I didn't hate it by any means.
All right.
So 2 jocks.
I can agree with that. 2 jocks. It's fine. I mean, would I watch it again? Probably not. But if someone asked me how was You Got Served, I said, you might have fun with it.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's certainly better than a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever
Yeah.
it has.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love
What is
What
up
is
with
that?
that?
I do love that the Apple version we rented had
Yeah.
4.5 stars.
Yes.
worth of reviews.
The user rating was 4.5
And then
stars.
it shows the Rotten Tomatoes. Right
Yeah,
under
which
it.
was
Yeah.
16%.
Yep.
So
Awesome.
the people have spoken.
Mm-hmm.
2 jocks.
I will agree. I think it's a Two Jocks movie. It's better than I really thought it was going to be. Because I got to be honest, when we first started talking about this, and I got really happy, it's because I was confusing this movie with Step Up,
Sure.
and I thought we were watching Step Up,
No,
but we didn't. We watched You Got Served,
that's right.
but it's okay. 'Cause,
Jack A was in it.
Jack Hay is in it. Steve Harvey's in it, and there's some pretty good dancing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bullshit and weirdness in between because there really is like a weird conspiracy Disney-fied thing going on here.
It's fun to try to figure out the universe it's in.
Yeah, it is.
It's
But,
like, which weird universe is this?
so yeah, if you look at it with a weird slant, it's a very strange movie because you are like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
But pretty awesome dancing, and Matrix dance alone would get a jocks.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
And this is where I tell you guys that you're all wrong.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This movie is not a Two Jocks movie. This is a Three Jocks movie.
What?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong by a huge margin or anything.
We also we completely neglected to mention that they did dwarf dancing. I think that was in the very beginning
Yeah,
or somewhere.
they-
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
they
they did.
That was a move.
Yep.
There
Dwarf dancing.
We don't have to explain it.
Nope. You know what I mean.
You'll see if
Yeah.
you see it.
are problems with this movie, namely the disappearance of one Miss Jack A.
Yeah.
There's too much basketball and not enough dance practice.
Yes.
But
There was a good dance practice montage in the rain.
there
though.
was, yeah, and I think we
We did
completely
gloss over
neglected that. That was kind of amazing.
Yep. It's like, take that scene from Flashdance and just put it in a typhoon.
Right, with dance battle practice.
Yes.
And I honestly think that if you had just shown me the one dance battle and then the final dance battle that included the windmill, like the slow down windmill bullet time thing, that by itself I think could have earned it 3 jocks. But I forgot where we were trying to thought was going there. So that by itself could have earned 3 jocks. You add in all the negative bullshit, it kind of brings it down, but the dance battles bring it back up, and Steve Harvey smack talking with Lil' Kim, just telling Lil' Kim no.
Yeah.
It's just, I was so giddy at the end of that movie. I got served.
Some joy when happiness.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
A
right.
little bit of joy.
All right.
I would watch it again, definitely.
Would watch again. Yes.
Yes.
Well, let's take a break.
Okay.
Because we have plenty to do in the second half, so
We
we need
do
to get to
indeed.
it. Talk amongst yourselves.
Hi. Hi, what's going on? Hey. So, do we want to talk spoiler-free Godzilla? Or do we just want to warn people it's Godzilla spoil time?
I don't know, because we only got like 45 minutes.
Yep. I mean, I don't want to break it down scene by scene, but
Yeah. No, I don't want to do that either. Let me check the emails here. 'Cause I know we had some from last week that we didn't do. I love how this fingerprint thing on this phone never, ever, ever works.
yeah.
It's the new blow into a cartridge. And I was like, will it work this time? Will it work this time? No. Still. Yeah, it's garbage. It's
Not
better, but
space
it's still
phone.
garbage. Nah. Actually, got one voicemail and one email, so I can read those real quick, and then we can talk. Oh, man. I really wish they had saved a rec center.
Well, you don't know what they use the money for.
clothing. More New Jerseys from New Jersey.
Yeah. Snap.
Hey, BMFcat. Why did you just hiss I'm gonna need the lid. This thing's all jacked up.
Jacked up.
Jacked up! My good friend, Jacked Up.
Jack, Mr. Jacked up. So I think more than likely we're going to do correspondence first, and then talk Godzilla, which is a movie that's out now in theaters. You can go see that.
Hey, you're still here.
I've got nowhere else to go.
Yeah, I hear that.
I don't smoke them fancy computer cigarettes.
Yeah, they got their robot cigarettes out there.
Yeah.
Or as we call them, bongs.
They're out hitting the ball.
Hitting that goddamn bong.
Yeah, damn. So where did we secure the Garfield phone from?
eBay.
eBay?
Yeah, it was originally on Ninja Terminator.
Well, I knew that.
That's why someone who sent us a Snoopy phone, I was like, find me a movie with the Snoopy phone in it, and we'll replace the Garfield phone.
Yep.
But until then,
Man. I just... It's sad we live in a world where we will no longer have novelty phones. Football phone, Snoopy phone.
they'll just be novelty cases for your phone.
Yep. I don't like this new world we're living in.
Yeah. Well, it's weird moving into a new house and just not even considering that.
Getting a phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing I forgot to do when we were at the house is
Yeah.
test our cell phone signal.
I was going to actually... when you were going to look, I was going to say,
Yeah.
don't forget to do that, because that's always like...
Yeah, it's a big thing. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you
you
need
know
to
what?
know. It's
If
a
it
problem.
sucks, I'll switch carriers.
Yeah.
You know?
Hi.
Aye.
Hi.
You got Joe Cub.
Oh, sweet.
I got the bar on this. G.I. jokes. G.I. jokes. Hologram.
So, do we just want to do like the couple of correspondence that we have, and then just
Yeah.
say, "Hey, look, folks, we're going to talk about Godzilla now."
Yeah.
Are we what? Are we going spoilery on Godzilla or something?
Well, I don't. I mean, it's not. I don't want to go in depth on it, but we might end up talking about it more than staying spoiler free.
Okay.
Maybe.
So what, we end with Godzilla?
Yeah, I think. I mean,
Okay.
I don't want to tell people to stop listening and then give them a point where they can start listening again.
All right.
That is just a thought. I mean, I'm not saying let's do that. I just
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I watched one other movie with that. Oh, I know what I watched. Okay. Because I know I watched two movies, and one I don't care to talk about, and one I do.
Is Godzilla the one you want to talk about?
Okay, I watched three movies. I thought Godzilla was a given.
Sorry, dude.
I don't know.
Go on.
I'm just wondering about whether we should.
I could
know
probably
my
talk about
opinion
Godzilla
on-
without spoiling
Yeah.
anything. Honestly,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I don't feel that there's any reason to spoil anything.
Let's do normal show then.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I think I
Okay.
can. I'm pretty sure I can do it without spoilers.
Yeah.
And if I can't, I just won't say anything. Nothing. Sleep.
So you got other movies?
I do.
No.
I have one other one.
Okay. All right.
Do I need to be pulling up voicemails?
There's just the one.
No, the one you said I played first that should have been last week. There was another one from the same person that we didn't play. It was a little bit longer.
That was the one I was thinking of.
So the one we didn't play is the one we should play?
Yeah, there was one from Future. Was it Future Chuck?
Yeah, we
you
played that.
called-
Yeah, you played that one.
Yeah, I played that, but then there's like a longer one.
Is there an even longer one than that?
Yeah, right. Like
Yeah, I know there was a second one. I just forgot what was on it, to be honest.
I want to say it's pretty good. I listened to part of it.
I want to say it's pretty good.
No, I want to say I listened to it. I just don't remember everywhere it went because I think it went all kinds of places.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, let's just play it
Okay.
when we get to it.
All right. Well, I already starred.
Okay.
We starred.
Stirred.
So there's that, and then we played that one. Okay, so there's two then, and they're both starred. Okay.
All right. Let's do a second half.
Cool. Let's do that.
Podcast.
Let's make. No, you know what? You know what? Jackie's staying.
Yeah.
I don't care what. I don't care anything. It's staying.
She should stay. She's our honored guest.
It's staying.
It's her day.
It is.
It's her episode.
Still episode
It
227.
is. I was about to make that go away, and then I'm like,
No,
why? Why? She can stay for the second
Part
half.
of us.
You want, Jackie? Would you like to stay for the second half? Just scoot down the couch. We'll bring in our next guest.
Our next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, Godzilla.
You always knew the guest was an asshole when they left.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We're
Like I
oh,
said, I got better
fuck
things to do.
you.
I can't sit
Well,
on the
there
couch.
were some shows that the guest doesn't stick around.
Well, none of them do
I'm
it really
saying like
anymore.
Carson. I'm talking like Carson. There was
Yeah.
a couch.
Old school, they would just slide down.
Ed would always just move down, and
Yeah.
then there was room enough for all the guests.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Every once in a while, you would just get an asshole first guest who's just
Yeah.
like, I'm out.
Yep, gone.
I got other things to do.
Yeah, if you were super famous, you got to leave.
Or they just talk so long that they bump the last person, which
Yeah.
is always the worst.
Yeah. Sorry, we didn't.
Yeah,
get
imagine you're the comedian, that's your shot, and
Mhm.
you get bumped because,
there was
you know, like Paris Hilton babbled about something for too long.
there was a bit Letterman did once where he bumped Norm Macdonald an entire week, and they would just always cut to Norm right off camera, waiting to get on. And Dave was like, "I'm sorry, we ran out of time for Norm Macdonald," and he would just just doing his Norm face.
Didn't Jimmy Kimmel recycle that for Matt Damon?
I don't know
I
what
think.
the deal is with Matt Damon. I don't follow that shit anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
All right.
And that's my review of late night television.
Bum.
Wow.
Hey, let's do a second half. Somebody clap.
All right.
Somebody clap. Anyone with him. All right, we'll go back.
Hey, second half.
Time to
Fantastic.
talk
Hi.
about some movies.
Okay.
Talking about some movies.
We have a big movie that we all saw, and we're all going to talk about it. But first, I think it's imperative that we go ahead and segue from the first half and throw out
Oh dear.
the plan.
Yep. Go ahead.
Chuck and I are going to take it upon ourselves to do a dance movie marathon
What?
for second half talk.
What?
Yeah.
You guys are welcome to jump in, but we are
Step up.
we are going to the original.
How did you not just say you guys are welcome to step up?
Well, you know, possible. You step up to the streets if you
All
like.
right.
The original plan was to honor the recent history of dance movies.
Yeah.
We might make a few exceptions because there are a couple crossovers. If you think about it, there is a new Footloose and the old Footloose. There is a new Fame, which nobody saw, and the original Fame.
which we haven't seen.
neither of us have seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen both Footlooses. I haven't seen either Fames.
Yes.
So but we're going to pair dance movies each week for the second half talk for the foreseeable future until we drive ourselves crazy or you tell us to stop.
Yeah, we'll gauge fan reaction and other participant reaction. See how this goes.
But we're thinking of this similar to the Bond thing, just a little thing that might happen in the second half for the next number of episodes.
Yeah. So, if you guys want to join
For
in,
the next 25 episodes.
you want to watch some dance movies, Step Up 2.
Yeah.
Step Up 3D.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Without an honest to God dance sort of related phrasing of a challenge, I'm afraid that I cannot participate. So
Fair
until
enough.
you guys can come up with something that passes muster, then
Okay.
So what is your first one?
I think based on the fact that it's probably the oldest that will be considered, we are probably going to do the Fame combo. Because the original Fame is from 1980 and the remake's from 2009.
Yep.
And so I think that's where we're going to land. And it might be Footloose and Footloose. And then I think it's time we owe ourselves, it's time to start the step-ups. We're going to do Step Up 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4.
Because why not?
All right.
And then eventually we'll get to Stomp the Yard, and then there's Honey and Save the Last Dance. I mean, there's so many movies.
The possibilities are endless.
Now you don't want to spoil these for possible BMFcast episodes.
I think
No.
if we get to one that is Bamcast worthy, we'll
Sure.
just not include it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Chuck was like, hey, should we watch the one, the Canon dance movie?
Yeah.
Like Canon Films? And I was like, no.
No, we should not.
No.
Like any, Rooftops or Salsa or the Lambadas or
The Forbidden Dance.
yes.
I said it's the forbidden movie because
Yeah.
we're not watching it
Well,
for this purpose.
no. So there are movies that we were like, nope, that's Bamcast worthy.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, I'm throwing that out there.
Yeah. But if I get 20 minutes into something and it's like, whoa, this is good, everyone should enjoy this, I'm going to text you and say, hey,
Okay.
don't watch this. Stop.
All right.
All right.
So them's the rules.
So look forward to that in coming episodes.
Yes. Dance movies.
Uh-huh.
That's the theme.
Hooray. Gotta dance.
Yes.
So, anything else you want to talk about before we get to the main event?
No. Let's
Okay.
get right to it. Let's tackle the big lizard in the room.
well, zip.
No.
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 No. There goes Tokyo. Let's talk about Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yay. 2014's Godzilla,
Yep.
Gojira.
starring Bryan Cranston
Starring
as Godzilla.
I would say,
Gojira.
And starring Kick-Ass.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I did not realize until after the movie.
Had no idea.
Nope.
No idea whatsoever.
Well, none of y'all saw Kick-Ass 2, right?
No.
No.
See, he looks much more like that now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I saw Kick-Ass and was like, that person is a child. Clearly, this is not the same person.
Oh, he's
so,
jacked up now, that's for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
so, yeah. Godzilla.
And Ken Watanabe.
Yes.
And Godzilla.
And Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, her.
Who?
Yeah.
She's an
Oh, the
Olsen
girl.
lady.
Yes, the lady.
Yeah.
The lady in the film.
Is she of the Olsen clan? She looks like
She is.
Okay.
She's the not fucked up
Really?
sister.
Oh.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, good for her. She's
Absolutely.
not fucked up.
Right.
But then the weird thing is that Kick-Ass and her are going to be brother and sister in Avengers 2.
Yeah.
It's a different movie.
There you go.
Not
I'm just saying that
Yeah.
that pairing again.
I bet they're going to be sick of each other.
Probably.
Mhm.
Yeah. They just won't like each other
Nope.
at all.
Anyway, let's talk about Godzilla.
Okay.
Oh no.
It's a movie.
Yeah. I think you could say that we were all pretty psyched about this. We like giant monsters.
We do.
We like it maybe better when there's giant robots too, but we like giant
Yeah.
monsters.
Sure.
I got more excited after. I know somebody who saw it last Monday night, and then after a bunch of people saw it on Thursday, I got more excited for it. And
Yeah.
by the time I think we had decided that we were going to go see it at Old Man Time on Saturday, I was fairly stoked for it.
Yeah.
Um,
There had been a wave of good buzz about this. It was
Yeah.
like finally something with real weight to it, and this is the Godzilla movie you want. So like there was this wave of, oh good, finally someone's made something correctly. So the hype
Yeah.
was I think for us was like, yes, finally this is done right.
yeah.
Yeah,
This one is really difficult, surprisingly, to... I liked it. I liked it way more coming out of the theater than I like it as days go on. But I'm also remembering the stuff that I liked, and some of the stuff that I didn't like is sort of passing away a little bit. So it's, I don't know, I might be about to go back up on the upswing,
Right.
because I'm forgetting about some of the stuff that just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my take on it is that like the opening of this movie sets the tone, and it's like, okay, they want to be Jurassic Park, very blatantly. I mean, there's opening shots.
There's a lot of Spielberg going on
Yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of opening shots that like are very Jurassic Park like. I mean, helicopters flying over treetops and things like that. It's like, oh, okay, what's going on here? And they're trying to show you the science of where this stuff comes from and how this could function in our universe and how we might not know about it. And then as the movie goes on, it starts feeling a lot more like Jurassic Park 3, where all the parts that should be good are there. It's just something is off the entire time about it. Like, I don't hate Jurassic Park 3, but like, there's something about that movie. It's like, all of your pieces are here, but everything feels wrong. Like, this doesn't feel right. And that's what I felt like this entire movie. Like, I should be, like, all of the good feelings should be here. This should be everything that is great about this happening. And it's just kind of not.
Yeah, what my thought on it coming out, and I still have it, is that it was 80% super serious, sciencey, like, oh my god, what's happening movie, and then 20% goofy ass monster movie. And you kind of can't have it both ways. Like it, what happens? The goofy 20% is pretty awesome, and there is one part in that goofy 20% that had the entire theater spontaneously clapping and cheering.
Yes.
In the middle of the movie.
Yeah. Same thing happened in my theater.
Yeah. But all the other stuff is setting up a tone that's totally different from that.
Yeah.
And my biggest gripe, I mean, I had fun once we got to those parts, but my biggest gripe is using the tease of, oh, well, what is this stuff? What is it? And kind of doing the, oh, we don't quite see it yet. We don't quite see it yet. But then you see what you need to see by an hour into the movie. But then they go back to teasing again. And it's like, no, she took her clothes off. You saw what she looks like. You know, there's no sense being modest at this point. You know, you've taken all the surprise out of it by doing that earlier. Like, if you're going to tease, keep teasing and build to it. Because I think the movie does have a very good sense of escalation, where the things get crazier as it goes, and it's ramping up in the way that it should, in the way that Pacific Rim, I think that movie's one failing, is it escalates to a point and then comes back down.
Right.
And then it has to finish the movie, and it's too far down to bring itself back up again, as high as it did by the second act.
Yep.
And this one, I feel, has the proper curve of going up to, holy crap, things have been getting destroyed, but now shit's really, now we're in trouble. You know, I feel it has that proper thing, but I think there's like you said, there's a lot missing. There's a lot that feels off about it, but I mean, I still enjoyed it. I think the filmmaking of it is pretty phenomenal, despite those poor choices of, all right, yeah, there's Godzilla. Yeah, here's what he's fighting. You know, here's everything you need to know. You know,
Yeah.
too early.
Yeah. Well,
and also just doing the whole reveal shot where like they'll have helicopters flying over something and there's guys on the ground looking around and they're like, well, I think we found it. You know, and it's like the guys in the helicopters right above you probably saw the giant monster that you didn't see because it was right there.
Right.
You know, there's
the stuff. One of the things about the classic Godzilla movies that they would get right is that while they would save the monster fighting for the end, obviously, because you want something good for your climax, it would keep them apart or give them a reason to be broken up fairly quickly early on in the film. It's not like there would be a monster fight and the film would cut away to something else and just be like, we know that you know that's happening right now, but let's see what's going on with these characters who are talking about something over here. That's what this movie does, and that's really irritating because once it does give you the full reveal of everything that's going on, show it.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
you're doing. I don't know why you're cutting away from what we obviously know is happening. It's not necessarily that I want to have like destruction porn or anything like that. That's not really it. But if you're going to bill your movie as here are things that are going to be interacting with one another, and you see that start to happen, don't cut away to a joke. You know, I mean, why are you doing that? It's the notion that that's going to make the final scene any more special because now we're actually getting to stay with it is dumb, because it doesn't. Because if you think about Pacific Rim, yeah, you got to that stuff early, but like the first big fight scene in Pacific Rim is more detailed than pretty much anything in Godzilla.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I think the thing of why Pacific Rim works and this maybe doesn't is like Aaron Taylor Johnson's character is the only one who really affects anything that happens in the movie that's a human.
Yep.
And yet we spend a lot of time with the humans, but he's the only one that has any bearing on the outcome of the movie.
Is he kick-ass?
Yes.
Okay.
Bryan Cranston is touted as this guy who knows things, but it never comes to be.
Yeah.
Ken Watanabe is just like, I think
I'm
things.
here to look serious.
Yeah, and say Gojira instead of Godzilla.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, and it's like nobody has any bearing on the movie except what Kick-Ass is doing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, Pacific Rim, all of the, you know, it's like if you made Pacific Rim, but they were autonomous robots instead of piloted robots.
Yeah.
You really kind of wouldn't care. It'd be like you follow humans around. It's like, well, you're superfluous. Why do we care about
Yeah.
you?
The Bryan Cranston is wasted.
Uh-huh.
Ken Watanabe is wasted. And there's, hate to say it, not much other talent in the movie except for Godzilla.
I like David Strathairn, who was the general of the ship.
Oh
He
yeah,
was just the admiral.
He
Which
was
I like.
good.
I
but-
like that he was not like no nuke 'em guy. Like
Yeah.
he was very much.
I'm going to listen to what you have to say
Yeah.
because you're smart.
I understand what you're saying. We don't have a choice though.
Yeah.
You know, it was I like having that be a character that feels realistic, like
Yeah.
a guy who would not just be like, nope, we got to go kill him,
Yeah.
and we got to do it right now, and you know, and listening to what other people have as input.
The main problem I think I have with this movie in general is that the humans that we are forced to follow are entirely unnecessary and boring.
Yes.
Nothing like the quote unquote main characters don't do anything that couldn't be served by
Anyone else?
somebody telling me what happened. Like you could almost have just a block of text say humans did this,
Yeah.
and then cut back to some motherfucking Godzilla.
Yeah.
And because they always in this movie they interrupt the shit I wanted to see with bullshit that didn't matter.
Well, then
Right.
they interrupt the
Over
bullshit
and
too.
over.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like the big set piece, the very first trailer, the Halo jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they set up the the humans are like, this is fucking all out, last ditch. This has to fucking happen. And they land, and then it's like the second they land, it's like, well, this shit's fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like so even they're like kind of like do this big set piece thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, only you matter.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Well, and
we
you
probably
know,
could have just like driven you into the city and just dropped you off.
in regards to that scene, now, like one of the things that did continually
That was
bother
beautiful though. The
Yeah,
Halo
sure.
jump
It was good, but, like,
really well filmed.
me, it bothered me that the Kick-Ass guy was the Brad Pitt World War Z character in this film, that he was just shuttled around to wherever he needed to be because apparently we need to be with him.
We need to have him along as
Yeah.
our cipher or something.
Because it was completely improbable that he was in half of these places, if not 3/4 of these places. But okay, so he does the Halo jump with everybody else, which is kind of bullshit because
How
he's
would he
not
know
even
how
in the
to-
same
yeah.
service or whatever. But so there's when they do the Halo jump, they kind of give warnings to everybody, like if you hit a roof, you're fucked. I'm sorry, that's it. You're not going to make it. Well, as they're showing like all the dudes who made it gather up on the ground, there's a shot and you see like a dude up on one of the skyscrapers. He didn't make it down. And that building is fucked. He's not going to make it down. Now, the finale of that movie would have been infinitely more interesting if you followed it from that guy who's fucked and is in the worst possible place he can be.
yeah.
And all that shit's going on around him to where he is, I mean, he's doomed. He can't help. He can't do anything.
Expanded universe, man.
But I mean, do a one shot of that guy. I'd be very interested to see. But the ending of that movie from that dude's perspective would have been 10 times more interesting than what we got, because what we got ultimately didn't even matter. I didn't even understand what they were doing by the end of it. It didn't make any sense. It was so contrived and so stupid. I was just like, what is even happening now? Why is he doing this?
Yeah.
Someone explain that I mean, don't, but I just watching it, I was just like, why is this still the plan? Hasn't like variables changed 900 times since this plan was enacted?
Yeah,
It just
everything the humans do is just useless.
yeah.
And
I think that's
there's
the
so
point,
many
though.
better ways to
I mean, history shows again and again.
how nature points out the folly of men. But like what I mean is the story, there's no story purpose to these humans.
Yeah.
And what they do make them do and make us follow is just the heapinest helping of bullshit I've ever seen.
The train sequence went on way too long
Yeah.
for ultimately no payoff or a little tiny payoff.
As soon as they do a couple things, and the set pieces for these things are great.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the things that they show us are really cool, but it serves no actual purpose other than like we could get to this place without having to follow these guys there.
Yeah.
There's a way you can get there.
Yeah.
And then to force us to stay on this one path with this one particular idea for the entire rest of the movie, like there's no, once it gets to X level of fucked, that's not the fucking plan anymore.
Yeah.
You fucking stop with that plan.
Yeah.
And it doesn't serve the story well.
You want to know how to make the most amazing Godzilla movie probably that could ever happen?
Yes.
You cut this about 60 minutes out of this one.
Well, I'm just saying, you either make The Longest Day or The Thin Red Line, but with
Sure.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Nobody's a main fucking character because the humans are fucking pointless.
Right. It's a global battlefield.
Yeah,
You
you bring in big stars for 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then you move on to the next person.
Yep. I can see that.
That'd be amazing.
It just
And Godzilla's fucking happening in the background.
yeah. Hey, one last thing I'll say about it.
Getting choked up there?
Yeah, a little bit. All the reaction to this movie led me to believe that I was going to see something I hadn't seen before, and that's what I was looking forward to, was like a fresh take on this kind of movie. And I felt like there were so many scenes and so many setups that not only had I seen them before, but they were in other movies that I liked better. Like just things like the beginning of the stuff in Hawaii with the dog in peril. I'm like, fuck, there was a whole like 5-year period where every disaster movie had this scene where the dog is in peril. And all that stuff on the Golden Gate Bridge. I've seen that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, saw it in Pacific Rim. I'm sorry, but that
Yeah.
was the opening salvo in Pacific Rim. I've seen these things. Not to mention, again, I don't even understand how that shit on the bridge happened. Because they were like, start the thing. No, wait, there's people on the bridge. Oh, too late, can't stop it. Oh, God. Chaos.
Yeah.
It just didn't make sense. It just, I just kept wanting to see bits or beats of story that I hadn't seen before, and everything felt familiar. The whole Elizabeth Olsen stuff felt like The Day After Tomorrow because Dennis Quaid's wife worked in a hospital and that was her only function, and they were being evacuated, and the kid got separated, and it was just all felt so familiar.
With her, I felt they could have done so much more, but they didn't really do anything with her character except have her be something that our main character of the movie needs to get back to.
Yeah.
You know, that
She
was
could have been
that
a
was her
desk
only
lamp.
purpose. You know, and
Or
Yeah.
a favorite pencil.
yeah,
Must get home to pencil.
Yeah, whatever.
I know.
She was.
I know. She
she exists only to be in peril.
yeah.
And
To
give us
motivate
a reason
dude to go home.
And that's, that was bullshit.
Yeah.
I feel like we're being super nitpicky about this, but it's because there's a much better movie there, and
Yeah.
the filmmaking of everything that's happening. It's weird because the actual filmmaking of the effects, the way they framed shots, all of that stuff, like on a technical level. This movie
Goddamn
is really
beautiful.
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah,
But-
it goes to too many places. That's one
Yeah,
of the big problems.
and
the script and
Godzilla
the editing
is-
are the issue.
Godzilla is great. Like that's holy shit. That looked really fucking cool.
I'm thinking about, like, if you think about how many set locations there are in this movie, it's fucking mind-boggling. It's
All
like,
of them.
Why
All over the
everywhere.
place.
You know, for that to make any sense, it should have been 6 hours long.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that movie. I'm just saying, like, when you break down how many locations there are, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
anyway.
There's
I mean, I think we all liked it. We did
Yeah,
like
I
it,
liked
but
it.
we wanted it to be more than it was, or hoped it was going to be something more than it was.
I should say I was expecting something that was a little bit less of a mess from the way,
Yeah.
you know, I wasn't expecting, like, I was going in looking for a great monster movie, and I got some of that. I really did.
Yeah.
But I also got I got a stupid disaster movie with people I don't care about, sort of crammed into my monster movie.
Right.
So I'm not totally disappointed. There are plenty of reasons to like this movie, and
Sure.
you should probably go see this movie
Yeah.
because it's a good-looking Godzilla that wrecks shit
Yep.
on a big screen, and that's important.
Yes.
You know, I wouldn't say like you need to see it in 3D because the 3D was
Yeah.
Bleh.
It didn't do much.
The only thing that was good is that we saw it on a larger screen that way.
yeah,
yeah.
get to see it on IMAX size, and that was pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, Limax, but yes.
yeah,
All right. Well, we should probably move on.
Okay.
okay.
Correspondence.
Well, I got one more movie.
Movie.
All right.
I got one more movie. I saw him in a new movie to home markets.
Okay.
All right.
I saw the movie Her.
Oh,
the Spike,
Her.
the Spike
Yeah?
Jones movie.
Her?
Yes, Her.
Her? Doing
Right.
Arrested Development joke.
All right. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I wasn't following you.
That's okay.
Yeah, so I saw the movie Her.
Ben?
Her.
I can see a lot of people really hating this movie, and that's unfortunate. There are things you have to get over in this movie.
Like what? What are the
Well,
things we
I-
got to get over?
Well, I'm just saying, like,
It.
it presents a near future, undetermined amount of time. It's a future where apparently everyone is, at least by today's standards, gone complete hipster by look and fashion. But it's like everyone is there, so it's not like some counterculture thing. It's just people have reverted their fashion sense to kind of a, I don't know, Grapes of Wrath era style of clothing,
All right.
kind of thing.
Could be
even
fun.
even though they're like surrounded by this amazing technology.
Okay.
So, but I mean, like,
They've classed it up a bit.
what they're wearing though is like, you know, these high waisted, you know, pants with no belts and things like that, and kind of funky mustaches and stuff. I mean, it's like, imagine everyone dressing and kind of and having the stylings of Grapes of Wrath, but with amazing technology. But it is an utterly gorgeous movie, and I realize I have really enjoyed Spike Jonze's work, except for Where the Wild Things Are. I did not like that movie. I thought that was. I mean, it's a 16-page kids book turned into full-length motion
A
picture.
few pages longer than that, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
short.
I'm just saying, you know, and it wore out its welcome. It didn't feel sincere in its, youthful jubilance, if you will. It was like, it felt like a weird, like, 30s, age guy saying, like, trying to make a kids movie, and it didn't feel sincere, where some people can pull that off.
Right.
Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about that, but the universe of Spike Jonze films I've enjoyed immensely, and this one is no exception. I really, really like this movie. I can't speak necessarily to what its themes are. Like, I think, as bizarre as it is, the being John Malkovich and adaptation themes resonate a little bit more. Like, you can kind of figure out exactly what someone is going for. I mean, granted, that's coming from the pen of a different writer.
Yeah.
And his, painting it. But I mean, this movie is, I believe, written and directed by him. So it's, I don't know. I I know I'm not kind of rambling and not saying much about it, but I really love this movie. It's a utterly gorgeous movie, just color palette wise, and I want to live in this future, not necessarily to fall in love with my cell phone / computer, but because like this is like a pretty cool future where things like this could exist, and it does have some themes that are cohesive that make sense about the more we have technology, the more it distances human relationships, as you can see in any restaurant in the world by watching people sit at a table 2 feet from each other, not talk, and be on their phones.
Yeah.
So, it kind of deals with that kind of thing. It's like, this just takes it that step further and says, well, if you're going to do that, why don't you just fall in love with your phone, which is what the movie's about. And I'm sure that's the genesis of writing this movie.
Probably.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it's got some weird, darker things going on in the background that are kind of interesting to think about. But I very much enjoyed it, and I would highly recommend it if you're into sort of artsy movies. I mean, I can't. Yeah, it's a slower movie than what most people are used to. I mean, but if you like your Wes Anderson type style movies that are style and interesting to look at, and you might pick something else up on it, go for it. I highly recommend it.
I saw the trailer for actually the first time like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, that actually looks like it's really, really interesting. So would you say that from the seeing the trailer perspective, if that made you interested, would you?
If it did, yeah.
it,
I don't think I actually ever saw the trailer.
Oh, okay.
I heard the concept, and I was like, that's interesting.
Okay.
I might watch that one day.
Okay.
The trailer kind of gives a vibe of, that's kind of interesting, but that could go horribly wrong. And that could go in a direction where I just don't want to watch. It's one of those movies where you're just like, that could go either way. I don't know.
Yeah.
It goes weird places, but it goes interesting places along the way, too.
Okay.
All right.
I will probably be interested in seeing it then.
Yeah.
I like
get it on any
it's
blue digital video disc?
It's brand new. I saw it in super HD prettiness, so that's the way to see it if you can.
On blue?
Yeah, I mean, because it's a gorgeous movie. I mean, it doesn't look like it would be from the low budgety lookingness to it, but their color schemes and palettes and the architecture and stuff is very cool.
Okay.
So, and another brief appearance by Kristen Wiig in a movie that I liked, sort of.
You've totally come 180 on her.
Well, her voice is in it,
along
with Bill Hader, but like I didn't even recognize it at the time until I saw the credits.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. That is all. I recommend the movie. Let's do some listener correspondence unless somebody else knows their movie.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Yep.
All right.
Let's play some voicemails, huh?
Oh, okay.
Ooh, all right.
That's people talking.
Should we do the
People
short one
talking
first
in
and
our
then
mouths.
and end on the long one? Because the other one's really long.
Yeah, start with short.
Okay.
I'll end on your long one.
Ew.
Hey, no quarters, guys. This is Sunny, California.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's right. I forgot he fucking called in that.
Well, when it says, hey, no worries, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Hey, no worries.
Right.
Hakuna Matata.
So
Thanks, Chuck.
Almost got you.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, it means no worries.
For the rest of your days.
Yeah.
It's our problem-free philosophy. Let's not get sued.
We're going to get flagged. No, it's a cover. We're okay.
Yeah, but we'll still get flagged and have to deal with
Yeah,
it.
we'll have to tell them it's a cover. Hey, if you listen to it, it's clearly not
obviously.
Nathan Lane and company.
No, he just ran in, did a few,
Yes,
did a few bars, and then left.
Yep. If you say Hakuna Matata, Nathan Lane appears 3 times. You say it in the mirror
Okay.
3 times. Candyman.
I'll be right
Enough.
back.
This is all being cut anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, that's for the live stream, folks.
And alley slam poetry reading. Once saw him working, from bags to riches, jocks to shiny vampires. Once a week judging his task. Fuck the pros from the place where poor man on Twitter grows. We give you every week something to love. A verbal marksman, a straight-laced wasp. A man who gives zero fucks, of course you know I'm next one to talk about. Chuck. Chuck, the man with glasses and a tie. Coining the terms, farming jerk face to the eyes of B-movie bad guys. The man in your office who likes to live as if the world was his stage. He often talks about doing noble work at the Center for Kids Who Can't Read Good and Want to Learn and do other stuff good too. But alas, there comes the time to go relax on the farm, unlike the time he did harm to Mackie. Eulogized and prophesied to live again, Mackie ran free among his other Mackie friends. Why did he almost die? We can only assume, as many have seen on Bloom, that maybe he watched Theodore Rex again too soon. Whoopee, he said, happy to live again, passing the microphone out to a hero. Never a zero, someone who never sets the bar low. It could only be Mackey's main man, Harlow. Sideburns, sideburns, sideburns. He wears them like Matt Murdock, a man without fear, which is what you have to be a part of the show we all hold so dear. Even when things get tough, like that animation rut, Harlow is always a William Collection pinball table away if he holds on for one more day. Like Lee Henderson leads up the show, doing puns with some serious flow. Brutally assaulting the distributing shots of the net, Harlow will talk until he has no quarters left. Last, but last, is the man with the voice. Clearly he didn't have a choice when he was named. A sexual act, you say? So you think that the Fiends is sloppy? Well, don't get penis, kid. With movie trailer quality, his all of its own give you titles galore. While at the same time, his ponytail touches the floor. Cracking jokes with ease, the rest of the ensemble cackles, going full well. They're not the same without him. Because they have the turtles without, say, Leonardo. And so, this is all meant as a tribute to you four. From all of us BMFcast fans around the world of every race and creed, who just want to relax and laugh, so thank you. Thank you indeed. Yes, even you, Stan Lee. Even if we were all dictated not to rest at my PK either.
Wow.
Dictated but not read.
Did he take a breath during that?
No,
I
don't-
didn't hear one.
Not many.
Well, thanks, Ian.
Wow, I
Stunned into silence.
if there was something that could be said about that, I would figure out a way to say it.
Well said.
Yes,
I mean,
very
or,
good.
or not.
Yes. Way to take a stand. If you could turn that into a pop rock song, we could use it for our opening theme.
A pop rock song?
Yeah.
Drink some Coke.
Yep. That's what killed Mikey.
Yeah.
Life.
Man, I should have read this email first. I don't even know how you follow that.
We'll figure it
All
out.
But yeah, we got one email we'll read this week.
Okay.
This one's from Scott from Dallas,
Hey, Scott.
who has nuke facts.
What?
Says, during a recent mini episode on the core, Mackie asked if there was any record of nukes being used for good things and not horrible things. The United States and Soviet Union both had programs, Operation Plowshares and nuclear explosions for the national economy, respectively, meant to use nuclear weapons as tools for construction, terraforming, or industry. The U.S. actually spent time making tons of mathematical models to figure out what would happen for their various plans, which they'd solicit other nations. Not surprisingly, Panama didn't want to use a bunch of nukes to widen their canal, and Nicaragua didn't want atomic bombs to be used to build a canal through them. Other plans were to nuke mountains in the U.S. to build highways through, nuke aquifers in the American Southwest in order to connect them, and to carve harbors out of glaciers in order to make ports in Alaska. Most everyone they approached told them to fuck right off, but they performed a few tests anyway in Nevada and found out it wouldn't help. The Soviet Union didn't bother with making models and instead just went and nuked the shit out of a ton of things. This includes a diamond mine in the hope of getting easy access to diamonds, a coal mine for similar reasons, and various rivers they wanted to connect. None of these worked. They did create one thing, though, a giant nuke crater lake that was so radioactive, swimming in it gave people radiation poisoning. However, that was long enough ago that the radiation has died down to the point where it's now safe to swim in, and people do. Russians are crazy. As for asteroids and restarting the core, nukes would be crushed by the pressure inside the Earth's core and would not be able to detonate. A really huge asteroid would get hit by a nuke and become two really big asteroids that would then slam into the Earth and wipe out all life. There's no way to hide a space shuttle launch, and there's no way to hide a nuke going off in space. Those are both very obvious events. Crash and burn, Scott from Dallas.
Thanks, Scott from Dallas.
Agree to disagree, Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I saw the core.
I did too.
Yes.
Documentary.
Those nukes went off just fine. And the Earth was
In a
saved.
circle.
Yes.
Yep.
Circle.
If they did it in a movie, that means it's totally doable.
Based
in
on
real
science
life.
fact.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unobtainium.
Seen it.
I've seen that twice.
Interesting that Russia actually actively tried to quote unquote do something not war-ish.
Yeah.
Although it was for diamonds and coal and connecting lakes or something.
Sounds like a Bond plot if I've ever heard one.
Yeah.
I will make a mega lake.
They were just going to make lakes that led right to like Alaska.
Yeah.
Just one big giant lake.
Yep.
They're going to blow all of the
to the
diamonds
submarine-
out of
to
the
the submarine
ground
factory that
and
was
with
down
a big
in Minsk.
net catch them or
Raining
something.
diamonds.
Raining Diamonds. That's REIGNING Diamonds. That's
Ooh.
the next Bond film. Let's write it right
Okay,
now.
got it.
On it.
We can just reuse Diamonds Are Forever. Let's go.
Okay. Crumble.
It's
Forever.
It's raining diamonds is the theme
Yeah.
by the Weather Girls.
Absolutely. Ow, ow, ow.
All right. We're getting punchy. I think it's time to get out of here.
Oh, are we?
Yes.
Let's
it
get
is.
some quick contact information here, BJ.
Okay, go to the website, bmfcast.com. Send us emails, bmf@bmfcast.com. Call us on the Garfield phone, 9105-JOCKS-BMF, 910-556-9263. That's it. That's all you need.
Okay.
There's buttons on the website. Use those.
Use all of them.
Amazon affiliate
Yep.
stuff. Give us money.
Right on.
Yes.
Sounds good.
And that's all we got.
Cool. Well, let's get out of here. I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ,
I'm Chuck.
and this is BAMFcast out.
Good night. Thumbs up.
To all of you, good night. I was kind of doing the Clinton originally. I was just...
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
I did.
I watched a
I fucked her like a pig, but I didn't have sexual relations.
one of the Japanese sci-fi movies. It wasn't a Godzilla movie, but it did have a monster in it. But there's basically this dead star hurtling towards Earth, and so our plan is set off a bunch of nukes at the South Pole and move the Earth. Which they talk them out of that.
Well,
So what they do is they build a bunch of rockets at the South Pole to fire the Earth and move it like a rocket out of the orbit.
that should work.
It does work.
Totally. I'm sure that would...
It does work
That would
until
completely work.
it unleashes a giant monster from the South Pole who's really pissed off that
Oh,
it
that
got
they're
hot
both-
all of a
yeah.
sudden.
Oh no!
Yeah.
There goes Tokyo.
Wouldn't you also have to
Go, go,
simultaneously do the
Godzilla.
moon? Or shit would get really wrecked?
figure the gravitational pull the Earth.
Would just suck through them?
The moon will come with. Things will be
The moon is our bitch.
Okay.
well. If we, the only problem is if we move 12 feet closer to the sun, we'll burn up and die.
The moon is our Marcy to our peppermint patty. Is that what you're saying?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
They
we're
say
signing
we've
off
got
now.
to go, Godzilla.
Bye. Goodbye, Jack A. Thanks for stopping by. You stay classy.